Hello and welcome to this beginner's guide series to graphic design. From what graphic design is, skills to be a graphic designer, design theory, education you need, equipment you need, to the graphic design portfolio and interview advice. This series is for anyone at any level, so if you're interested in graphic design and consider becoming a graphic designer, then join me as I discuss a series of graphic design topics. So you applied for a design job, they are interested and want you to go in for an interview. For some, this can be met with mixed feelings of excitement, extreme pressure and worry. The design interview will possibly be the biggest challenge you will ever face as a graphic designer. It's the one time where you are judged on the things you say and how you present yourself. How you perform in the interview will determine if you get the job or not. Now, I often get asked the question, what things can I do to best prepare for a design interview? So in this video, I'm going to attempt to answer this question and share some of my experiences and offer some tips you can do to help prepare for a graphic design interview. Now, you can never be too prepared for a design interview. You never know what an interview is going to ask you. In my experience, I find the better prepared you feel, the more confident and relaxed you will be. And there are lots of things you can do for this. So my first tip would be, prepare your presentation. Now, unlike most job interviews, where you might have to sit opposite an interviewer and answer questions, the design interview is more like a presentation. For a graphic design interview, you should be ready to present your work and yourself. So these are some tips to prepare for your presentation. First tip, practice your portfolio presentation. Now, some people are gifted and can talk about their work very well on the spot. For others, this can be very hard. If you're like me and struggle to talk about your work on the spot, I would recommend before the interview, decide what you're going to say about your work and in what order, and try and memorize it. Now, you may be presenting with a print portfolio, or you may be presenting on a laptop or tablet. Be sure to practice your delivery. This may include parts of your portfolio you may want to zoom into on the screen, pages you want to pause on, links you want to showcase, or print examples you want to pull out. Be sure to practice your presentation a few times, either to yourself or to a friend. If you can get someone to present to, get them to ask you lots of difficult questions. Get comfortable presenting in front of people and being challenged about your work. Get used to thinking fast and delivering answers to questions. By doing this, you will be more confident, you will have a good idea what you're going to say, and you will be better prepared to deliver a smooth presentation and answer questions. Next tip, be prepared to only talk about 3 of your projects. Now, this could catch you off guard. Sometimes the interviewer will ask you to only talk about 3 of your projects. Now, this could be for a number of reasons. It could be down to time constraints for the interview, or a test to see how prepared you are. So be prepared to talk about 3 of your projects. Now, don't pick your favorite projects. Make sure to pick the projects that best demonstrate your skills and experience. Next tip, tailor your portfolio. So before the interview, keep in mind what the design job is requiring. One of the smartest things you can do to prepare for an interview is tailor your portfolio to the role you're going for. In some cases, if you have too much variety in your portfolio, it may confuse a potential client or employer. Tailoring your portfolio can be a key factor. This can make you seem more suitable and specialised for the job. So if the role is for a brand designer, include your best branding examples. If the role is for a motion graphics designer, include your best motion graphics examples. If the role is for a web designer, include your best web design examples. Try and edit anything out you feel is not relevant. However, having said that, if the role is looking for an all-rounder, you may want to show a variety of work. So remember, tailor your portfolio to your potential employer. Next tip, have the portfolio ready on device. If you're planning to showcase your portfolio on a laptop or tablet, make sure your devices are fully charged and the portfolio is preloaded on your computer or tablet. Be ready to pull out your laptop or tablet and present your work in seconds. If you have accessories for your devices to present on a TV screen, take them with you. You may find yourself in a room with a TV screen. Take advantage and present your work on the big screen. Next tip, have examples at the ready. So as you go through your portfolio and talk about your projects, be ready to show any examples that will go with it. If you plan on talking about a print project, be sure to have examples ready to pull out and show. If you have digital work like websites, videos or apps, be ready to have them open and ready to show on your devices. So the last tip here is have something to leave behind after the interview. Be sure to have something prepared to give them before you leave. Now this could be as simple as a business card or something a little more creative. Be sure it is well thought out, memorable and unique. Perhaps it incorporates your personal brand. Think tactile, think surprise, think alternative. People love surprise, unwrapping and being presented with something hands-on. By leaving something behind, you will stand out and show you are willing to go the extra mile. If it's good quality, chances are the person receiving it will not want to throw it away and you will remain in their presence to be seen again later. So by being creative and making something a little more unique, you can make a lasting impression. So that's a few things you can do to help you prepare for your presentation. Now, one of the other important things I recommend you do is prepare for questions. Now, for me, this is the most dreaded part of an interview. You can be well prepared with your presentation, but you never know what to expect when it comes to questions. You never know what you're going to get asked. In my experience, it helps to do as much as you can to prepare for questions. So if you are challenged on the spot, you have a good answer. In my experience, it helps to do as much as you can to prepare for questions. So if you are challenged on the spot, you have a good answer. This will enable you to make a good impression, show you have done your research and have a genuine interest in the agency, which will help you get the job. So these are some things you can do to help prepare you for questions. So my first tip is clue up on the company beforehand. Before an interview, be sure to read up on the company you are applying for. Take some time to research them on the internet, read the history on their website, see who is working for them, find out who their clients are. These may be discussion points during the interview, or they may ask you a question to test your knowledge of the agency. If you can mention a few names or reference some of the points you have read, this will show you are proactive, have taken time to research, and have interest in the agency. Next tip. Have a few of their projects in mind to talk about. Be prepared to talk about their work. Research the work they have done and have at least 3 projects to talk about. Be able to talk about why you liked the work, how you think it was successful, and why it inspired you to apply to work for them. This will show you have a genuine interest and a passion to work for their agency. Next tip. Know what your ideal project would be. I get asked this a lot in interviews. This is where an interviewer will want to know a little bit more about you, your passions and ambitions. Be prepared to talk about your ideal project. What would the creative work be? What would you want to produce? Who would it be for and why? Next tip. Know what you want to achieve at the company. At an interview, you may be asked, what would you like to achieve at our agency? This is where an interviewer will be looking to see what your intentions are and how ambitious you are. Be ready to talk about what you want to achieve at the company. This could be what you want to learn, responsibilities you want to have, experience you want to get, type of work you want to produce, and possibilities of promotion. So my last tip is have at least 6 questions for them. Now I recommend 6 because some may get answered during the course of the interview. At the end of the interview, you will always be asked if you have any questions for them. So this is another opportunity for you to demonstrate you are proactive and have a genuine interest in their agency. So aim to have at least 6 good questions to ask them. This could involve questions about the agency, the role you're applying for, and questions about opportunities within the agency. Try and ask positive and well thought out questions. This will count for a lot in your interview and help you get the job. Now, if you're wondering what kind of questions would be good, in the next episode, I'll be listing the type of questions you can consider asking. So to best prepare for the graphic design interview, I would recommend you prepare for your presentation and prepare for questions. If you would like to take a closer look at the lists discussed in this video, you can find them in the PDF document that accompanies this video series. Download link is in the description. So what do you think? Do you agree with the points I have raised, or have I missed anything? Be sure to share your comments below. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button on my Facebook page. If you'd like to see more videos like this in future, hit the subscribe button. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Tastytudes. So in this video, I listed some of the key questions to prepare for a graphic design interview. Now, at an interview, you will never know what questions you may get asked. Depending on how much the interviewer wants to challenge you, you may be tested to see how you can react to questions on the spot. There are hundreds of possible questions you may get asked, and questions you could ask them. One of the tips I did not mention in this video, which I think is particularly important, is be ready to answer difficult questions. In my experience, the only way to prepare for this is to create as many difficult questions as you can and develop answers for them. If you're then asked a difficult question, then hopefully you will have something to pull out and answer with. So in the next video, I'm going to list a bunch of questions you can consider asking yourself in preparation for a graphic design interview. See you in the next video.